Amari?
I play football.
You play football? What's your name?
Lucino.
Lucino? What kind of sports you play?
I play like soccer, football, and basketball.
Soccer, football. What about you?
I'm Ryan. I play basketball.
Basketball? What about you?
I'm Gabriel. I play basketball and football.
Nice. What grade y'all in?
Fifth. Sixth. Fourth.
So I'm assuming all y'all friends?
Yeah.
All right, man. Nice to meet you guys. I'll put this in the video tomorrow.
Okay.
So you look at that, see the name on the back?
Yeah.
You go to YouTube and type it in. Y'all will see y'all face on the video the first thing tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, fellas.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day, man.
You too. Bye.
Stay in school. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of CGarnerSpeed252. I want to thank you for pushing that play button. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please do. So today is a nice day out. We haven't had a good days in a long time, but today is 60 degrees. Pretty nice to take the vet out, not enough to take the top off. I mean, I get cold pretty easily, so I refuse to take the top off until it's at least 75 or 80. Anyways, today's video is about a couple of things. So I know you guys heard me in the past say my car battery died in the Corvette, and so that happened again. Not alone, it happened once, it happened actually 3 times. And so, you know, at first I assumed I went out of town for, you know, 5 or 7 days. Maybe that's longer than I should have, and I'm cranking the car up and things like that. But me personally, I could be wrong. I feel like the Corvette should not have died within 7 days. Now I know some of you guys who bought the trickle chargers and things like that to keep your car, you know, maintained through the winter time. Me personally, here where I'm from and where I live, pretty much, I won't say where I'm from, but where I live, in Oklahoma, we can drive our cars at least once a week. Without a doubt, we can drive at least once a week. So in my head, I'm thinking like I don't have to worry about my car battery dying if I'm gone for 7 days. I don't think a car battery should die that quick in 7 days. Now I do know that a Chevrolet Corvette has like, you know, 13 or 15 computers that is consistently reading things like, you know, OnStar. They can read where your car is located. They can tell you what's going on with it. I mean, all that stuff is always going on, so that way they can tell you what's going on with your car. I respect that. That's understandable. It's just, I find it hard to believe for my car to die in 7 days. So I went out of town again for 7 more days. My car battery died a second time. Now I will admit I didn't have time to go off and get a trickle charger to keep the battery, you know, maintained while I was gone. I had to rush and leave out of town and go quickly. Another time I had to leave. The third time I left for 4 days. 4 days. So I left on a Wednesday, drove my car, my Corvette that day super hard. I'm talking about just having fun with it, driving like whatever, I can't remember what it was. Just, you know, having fun or what the case may be. I leave out of town literally that day at 4 o'clock, come back Sunday, car battery's dead. And I was just like, that hasn't been no more than about 4 or 5 days. The car battery shouldn't have not died. And on top of that, when the car battery did die, I actually called a dealership and said, hey, can I bring my car in? Because I'll let you guys test out my battery, because I don't think this car battery should be dying as soon as it is. And one thing I want to find out is, you know, one of my friends said the battery is probably not covered under warranty because it's a maintenance type of item, which could be, but at the same time, this car's a 2017. I bought a brand new in 2017, and there's no reason why this car battery should be going dead like a year and a half later. Also, if it's not covered under the warranty, it's completely fine. I've replaced it if it needs to be replaced. I reached out to one of my followers who I talked to, you know, a decent amount, and he used to work on cars, and he said it's probably could be a dead sale, which kind of could make sense. So once I went to the dealership, because I'm really cool with everybody at the dealership, I told them, can I borrow their jump pack? So I drove my daily drive up there to pick up the jump pack, brought it back home, plugged it up, the car cranked up just fine, no issues whatsoever. But as soon as I did that, a couple of fuses have blown, and my trunk release button that you can push the button to unlock the trunk wouldn't even work. Like, I went to the dealership because I drove the Corvette back to the dealership. Just, you know, because once you have a dead battery, whatever the case may be, you want to drive it for a little while longer to make sure you recharge the battery and stuff like that. So that's what I did. So I drove it back to the dealership, and I got there and I said, hey, can I make an appointment to get my battery test out? On top of that, can I make an appointment to get my trunk looked at, because now it won't open by the button. So when I pushed the button, well, nothing happened, won't a noise, not a single thing. But if I use the key in the back, which I can show you guys in a later video, use the key to unlock the trunk, then it will open. So I was like, something's going wrong with the motor. For some reason, it won't close. So when I push it down, you know, for I think most 2015 and up Corvettes, when you push it down, you have to push it down all the way, because the trunk will catch it and bring it down on its own. It didn't do that at all anymore. Like, it wouldn't do a thing. Like, I had to actually force it all the way down in order for that to happen. So I made an appointment for what the case may be, and I decided that I wanted to take it in and get it looked at by the dealership. Now I told a couple of my buddies of mine, and recently, since I have been driving a car on a continuous basis, when I push that trunk button, now it does open again. So my question to y'all is, have anybody had any issues with them pushing their button up and their trunk not opening? I don't know if that's just my car or that's the thing that maybe happened with somebody else with their car better than that. I'm sure most of you guys have your cars on trickle charger, which is completely fine and completely understandable. I am in the process of trying to buy a trickle charger, but I want to make sure whether or not it's my battery that's really bad, or is it just me leaving my car too long, not plugged up on a trickle charger, and it keeps dying. And it kind of makes sense if there is a dead cell. I don't know if any of you guys had any issues with your car batteries to where it died too soon. And I don't know. I don't know where everybody lives. Put down where you live at. Put down if you got your car winterized or if you got your car wide open during the winter time and you can drive it. I'm sure in California you still can drive it. I'm sure in Arizona you still can drive it. I'm sure in places like Pennsylvania, New York, you can't drive your car whatsoever. Oh, in the Midwest and definitely in Chicago, because it snows all the time over there. But I'm kind of curious where you guys got your car stored at, or if you're able to drive throughout the winter time. So back to the battery. On top of that, the other day I was driving my daily driver and I drove it to the office to go to work, and when I came back out of the office 5 minutes later, that wouldn't crank up, and I turned the key and everything went out, the lights, everything. And so well, gratefully I had another battery inside my office that I took out the car before. The current battery that was in the car that died was I bought back in 2015, and I had bought another one back in 2017, and I just stored it at the office. I had it for another reason, but I didn't need it for that reason anymore, so I just kept it. And I took the battery out and realized there was a lot of corrosion and rust, so I got a Coke. And for a lot of you, if you use Coke, that'll clean up some of the erosion and some of the rust. So I used that and poured on the battery terminals, and then I plugged them into the battery that I put in the car. The car cranked up just fine. So now I need to go get 2 batteries tested, and I'm going to go to AutoZone first because my trunk button is now opening, so I do not no longer need to go to the dealership to get that taken care of. So now I just need to get the battery tested out. Now I realize it's probably easier for me to go to AutoZone than it is to go to the dealership, because my car sit at the dealership, it'll sit outside, somebody could ding it, whatever the case may be. It's a lot easier for me now to just take both batteries to AutoZone or Advanced Auto Parts and get them to test the battery out to see if there's anything wrong with it. So we will be doing that today. But let me know if you all had any issues with your battery, with your cars. If you had any issues with your trunk release button as well, because honestly that kind of sucked. Here's the thing, a lot of people's like, I don't know if I want to buy a Corvette because they come with issues. There are a lot of people in the world who bought C7 Corvettes or previous gen Corvettes and don't have any issues with them. Once again, sometimes when your car is made, that person that's building your car could have been sleepy, they could have been tired, they could have partied the night before, they could have had some issues going in their life, and while they was building your car on an assembly plant, your car could have been the one that just could have been messed up. Not saying it's my car, but it possibly could have happened. So at the end of the day, when things go wrong with my C7 Corvette, I don't get upset, because there's more things in life to be upset about. And if it breaks, either I decide to fix it, or I'll take it to the dealership, get them to fix it, or I'll fix it, or if it's not covered under warranty, I'll pay for it. If I don't want it, I just sell the car. That's what it boils down to. I enjoy making YouTube videos so that you all can see what's going on with my car, so that way maybe you can have these issues. And this channel is meant for everyone. It's not just meant for me to make YouTube videos. It's meant for me to build a family, to have everyone chime in on things that's going on in their world. The comment section belongs to you all, so feel free to leave whatever comment you'd like to leave, whether it's about family, whether you're going through some things, whatever the case may be. Talk about it, whether it's a car issue, because I'm kind of curious. There could be some things that's going on with your car that I may not know about, that I may need to look out for my car, or some things that's going on with my car that you all may not know about. So that's why I'm making these videos. So we're going to go to AutoZone here shortly to figure out whether or not these 2 batteries, the one that's in the back and the one that's currently on my floor, are any good. If they aren't any good, well, hopefully the one that's back there is still some good, because the car crunked up just fine today with no issues whatsoever. And the one down below, which is in 2015, I don't know if that battery isn't any good, because the battery terminals were resting erosion, and I already had extra batteries, so I just swapped them out. So now we want to see if that battery is any good. So stick around, because we're going to go to AutoZone and get that taken care of. CGarnerSpeed252. We'll be back shortly. Don't mind these beef jerkers here.
Oh man, you're good. I've seen a lot worse in different days.
That's what the battery is.
says right. It says right there.
615.
CCA.
Okay. I can owe this. All
right.
Yeah, this is even when that works. Yeah, I had to do the same way when I had to jump it.
How many miles you got on this thing?
About 20,000.
Oh, okay. Is this a gel battery?
I don't know. It came with the car.
Yeah, we have to make sure because there's a different load type that we put on gel batteries.
Yeah, I have no idea. Nothing wrong with that. I'm at AutoZone. Well, yeah. I'm at AutoZone. I just turned it on. I'm at AutoZone. They get ready to test the battery out. But he asked me whether it's a gel. Is the batteries in Corvettes a gel battery? I'm not sure what that really means.
Gel?
Gel battery, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
Never heard that before.
Me neither. So he walked back in real quick to go figure out if that's the case or not. So 700 cold cranking amps, and then what tells it whether it's a gel battery or a acid battery?
Acid batteries use this right here.
Right.
But then it'll tell you if the acid, where's it at? Right here.
Right.
And then if you pop this up as well,
right,
it'll show you the different cells and you'll see the acid in
okay.
there. Also, you can move it around.
Okay.
And you can hear it. But yeah, it tells you all that stuff right here.
Because when I took it out of the other car, this didn't come out of this car, it came out of my daily driver. The battery post was a little rusty and corroded, so I didn't know if it was the terminals or it was the battery. So that's what I'm trying to get this figured out, because the other battery cranked just fine, but I also cleaned out the post before I hooked it back up as well.
Yeah, if that corrosion gets in there, it'll just stop it from that connection that it needs.
Oh, that makes sense. And I had this since 2015.
It says good, it just needs charge.
Oh, okay.
So we do free charging here too.
Yeah, I went down for that.
It's at 55%, so it'll probably take like 20 minutes or so.
Okay. Works for me.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, so I'm back to give you a short story before I end this video. Pretty much AutoZone could not test the battery out in my C7 Corvette. He went back in to figure out whether it was a gel battery or an acid battery, and come to find out it is a gel battery, which means that they got to do certain tests to actually test out the cranking amps and all that stuff and figure out whether the battery had a dead cell or not. But anyways, he went back in and talked to his manager about it, and his manager said they are not allowed to touch. They are not allowed to touch Corvettes, so pretty much any sports car in general. So with that being said, I actually had to take the car into the dealership instead. I tried to avoid going to the dealership. That way I have to spend so much time dropping the car off, finding a ride back home, blase. They were able to test out my other battery for my daily driver, and they said it was pretty much halfway dead. So they're going to put it on a charger. Should be done in the next 30 minutes or so. I'm going to go back and pick that up later on tonight, whatever the case may be. But for any of you that have C7 Corvettes, anything sports car related, do not take it to AutoZone because they cannot test it for you, according to them, is what the manager just said. So thank you for pushing that play button. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please do. Stay tuned, because the next video will be this Friday before 4 p.m. Catch you then. CGarnerSpeed252 is out.